This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is FanSpeak for the 12th of February, guys. And time is flying this year. But we're very happy to have you in here. Today, we're going to be talking about Offworlder again because it's finally here. And that's awesome. If you guys remember, we had a conversation with Mike Barron almost a year ago talking about the project. And we're looking forward to see how things are progressing because here in a few days, I do believe on the 15th, we're going to be having the actual launch. Now, we're going to come over and talk to the man behind the project here from Fanatic Comics momentarily. But, of course, keep in mind that we have all our links down below. We would love for you guys to take a look at, particularly FanSpeak over on Facebook. It's a growing community, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And do keep in mind, I appreciate when you put up reviews or news things that you find interesting and stuff. And if I'm going through, because I always check there first when I drag news up into the show before I go start digging it out myself. So if you have some interesting news you think you'd like to have discussed, then definitely put that up there. Also keep in mind that my Twitter link is down below. I'd love to hear from you. Of course, we got Booster here as well, who's easy to get a hold of, and he doesn't have a life, so he's constantly on top of it. Like
I'm always there to contact. I will message you back immediately.
Immediately.
Also, why are we looking at Larry's porn? Why is he showing off his porn collection?
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. But definitely hit up the Twitter because we'd love to have you on the show. We are live streamers, of course, and we'd love for you to come and join us. We'd want to talk to you icon to icon. I mean, that's what we do here. We also have the Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition, which is on Thursday, coming up tomorrow. Ultimate, and looking forward to having you guys be involved with that as well. So, of course, you guys.
What the theme is tomorrow?
What is the theme?
The theme is bad girls.
Bad girls
for Valentine's.
Very
so
nice.
Like bad girls.
Very nice. Well, I'm wondering how many naked poison ivies we're going to get. That should be pretty good.
A lot.
A lot of them. Yeah, I'd imagine.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, what is the thing about Poison Ivy and being sexy? I don't get it. We're going to see Harley Quinn too, I'm sure.
It's kind of like the point of her. She's a seductress. She's got to be sexy. You can't have a fat seductress like, hey, you want to work for me, sweetheart? It doesn't.
No, I suppose not.
It doesn't work.
I suppose not. Well, how
as
is
much
it?
As the feminists would like to say it does.
Sure. Yeah. So how's it going down in Pigeon Land anyway?
I love it. I love being alive over here, Chester. Over in this part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Well, it's summer.
I'm not trapped at all. Send super chats.
Well, we're not really monetized. But nevertheless, thank you for being here, Booster,
Soon.
of course. He is the co-host with the Mo-hostess.
Soon we'll be monetized, and all your super chats will go to the Send Booster Somewhere Else fund.
There you go. We're going to have to manage Booster's life for him. Anyway, let's move along
here.
I
sure as hell can't do it.
That's true. Fair enough. Of course, we're also joined by Todd Mulrooney. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah, nice to
It
have you.
doesn't sound really good. I'm doing really good.
I came to support Mike and Offworlder. Let people know that Florida Man is back on. And
sweet. I didn't even know it was off.
Well, we just didn't know what was going to go on with it, or it kind of looked for a publisher for a little bit.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, that's good to hear, man, because the pages look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Mike had a good long conversation about Florida Man with us, and that was pretty interesting. I think, I didn't even know there was a problem with it, but I don't pay attention. So
problem, not so much, just a matter of how do we put this thing to market?
Right. Yeah. Oh, cool, dude. All right, and of course, we also have joining us a man who needs no introduction, but he shall get one anyway.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Yeah.
As you come across the long and open plain, the purple twilight hue of evening is about to set upon us.
Hallelujah.
In the distance, a great mountain rises above the plain, and standing upon it is the great Lord of Lightning himself, viewing and looking down upon the masses and judging their worthiness. Lightning crackles through the sky, for it is Thundero.
That was definitely your best one. That was spectacular. There's
Thank
no
you.
other word for it. That was a spectacle to behold.
It was.
And I am here. I made it with 1 minute to go. I arrived precisely when I wanted to.
There you
And yeah, I look forward to talking about this this project here.
Nurse, I was kind of like a black churchgoer.
go. You were.
Yeah.
God, these Kiwis are so damn racist, man. I don't know what it is about it.
Right. You are not one.
I am the most open-minded and open-armed person in the whole world. I even let
So open-minded,
dude.
your brains are leaking out.
I let fat girls ride for free.
Mhm,
There you go.
mhm.
I'm on that. Okay. But anyway, guys, let's.
Does Larry understand what he's got on himself into?
I don't think he does,
Have you warned
actually.
him?
I know
no.
he doesn't. He's been on the show before.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna go over here and have a conversation with Larry, and we're gonna be talking about Offworlder today, which is exciting for me because when we talked about it before, it looked really cool. It had some interesting ideas, and the art looked really nice, and therefore now it's finally getting here. So let's see how things have progressed, and I think we'll be able to see a little bit more art than we saw before. Larry, hi.
Hey, and before we get started, my dad is Larry. I'm Lee.
Yeah, I
So-
know that, but it's funny. So
Yeah,
you're Larry from
So-
now on.
Yeah,
You've been
thanks, I
upgraded to
appreciate
Larry
that.
for
Yes.
now.
yeah. Well,
Well,
have
I
you
mean,
met my other brother, Larry?
the other brother, I see.
Well, what-
Larry's-
Yeah.
Well, Lee,
How
go
many
ahead
is
and
the
introduce
brother?
yourself and tell the folks who you are, and let's get into this, man.
Okay. Well, my name's Lee, and we're Fanatic Comics. We started this 2 years ago, and originally the plan was to launch a title that I've been working on. And Ben and I, it's kind of funny. I just want to share a real quick thing how I met Ben. I was a customer before any of this all got started.
Mhm.
And Ben and I had a problem. There was a package that was supposed to come to me from Ben, and it went to Jersey.
Ooh, that's horrible.
I'm in the Midwest. And so I'm freaking out. And I said, hey, my stuff is going to Jersey, Ben. And he's like, holy cow, I don't know what happened. Let me fix it. So he did. And we just kept a dialogue going back and forth because I thought he was a heck of a nice guy. And we just kept chit-chatting here and there. And so here we are a year and a half later, and boom, we're doing Offworlder for Ben and Mike and Jordy.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. And yeah, I think you're very fortunate that he was able to help you get out of that black hole of polluted despair that is New Jersey. So
Yeah.
and only Americans understand the truth of that statement. But it's weird because I wonder how the foreigners think when they hear us keep bashing on New Jersey. I mean, Canada, we understand that. I mean, it's Canada, but what's wrong with New Jersey? Well, it's a horrible place. Horrible place. Never
That where
go
all the
there.
Guidos are? All the orange people?
There is a lot of that, but there's also this like toxic miasma that floats above the air there because of all the paper plants. It just is foul.
Yeah, I said
smelling
that. I
place.
said Guidos.
Oh God, what does that have to do with paper? It's probably the
I don't
Jews
know.
doing that anyway. That's a Jew industry.
It doesn't stop upset me.
Well, man, what's wrong with that? The Jews are successful people.
The Jew.
You know,
He's gonna get our
moneymakers.
channel destroyed. Oh no.
I don't know why. That was a positive statement. They bring light and joy to a place of darkness. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Thank you, Jewish people.
Thank you, Jewish
we love
people.
your contribution.
Yes.
Please don't destroy our channel.
Please. But nevertheless, let's get back to the subject here. Now, of course, we're talking about Offworlder. Let me go ahead and I'm going to share screen here real quick. And let's just show the launch page. Now, of course, the campaign is not up yet, but we are going to at least be able to see a little bit of art here today from Lee. And here's the page. It's on Indiegogo. It's coming up on the 15th, which is Friday, I believe. Is it Friday?
No,
No, it's
Saturday.
not Saturday. That's right, because Friday is the love day. That's right. Oh,
Yes.
I gotta go get flowers and candies and all those kind of things like that. Have to lubricate the situation. So
Nice.
Offworlder by Mike Barron and Jordy Armingol. Now, of course, we know Mike here on the channel, other than he's been on a couple times. We've had great conversations with him. We just know him in general because he's a great, comic book creator. I mean, I'm a huge Badger fan, and there's plenty of other stuff he's done that I think, Todd, what's the title you like the best from him, though? I can't remember the name of that offhand. Todd's
I
not
believe
talking.
Todd's favorite Mike
Nexus.
Barron book was
Nexus.
Florida Man.
No, no.
Nexus.
Nexus, that's the one.
Yeah, Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nexus and Badger were great.
Yeah, I love Badger. That's one of my favorite. But the thing I want to ask is, like I said, there's not much really to look at here. I can take a look at this promo thing real quick, which I will do. So let's do that first. So I'm clicking on it. It's clicked. I'm gonna make some volume to it, and then we're gonna watch it. If it decides to show, it does. Let's bring that volume way down. Super hot. It's pretty long though. We'll see. Let's see.
Hey everyone.
Hi
it's
everyone.
Sidekick.
How you doing,
Just want to
Sidekick?
drop a quick note and talk about the LCS referral program we're setting up for our upcoming Offworlder campaign. Local comic shops will have the option of purchasing a tier that includes 5 floppies of Offworlder. These will be 56 pages printed on actual newsprint stock. They will also receive a link that they can share with their customers through their Facebook or Twitter pages. For every customer they have who purchases through this link, they will receive a point, up to a maximum of 20 points. For 5 points, the comic shop will receive an additional 2 floppies with their purchase.
Okay.
At 10
Now,
points, they
I
will
see
have
what
the
this is
option
for.
of
This is
purchasing
not
a
for
full
us.
graphic
This is
novel
not
at a
for
discount.
us. Okay.
No.
You should told me that. I said, Chester, don't click it. So maybe this is the one is for us. This one right here is for us. I do apologize. Here we go. All right.
There you go.
Throughout history, there have always been times of great calamity.
Why
And
is
in
this
those
not
times
working?
of strife and conflict, a hero arises.
Hmm.
Offworlder.
Yeah, it's not.
Chester, what are you doing, you boomer?
It's not.
Why am I seeing Stephen
it's,
Molyneux?
it's not functioning. What's wrong with Stefan? He's a nice bald man. I can't raise it up, so we'll just have to deal with it like this. Oh, look at the art, though. Look at that.
She
Pretty
set
good.
sail on a journey,
It is.
searching for a champion.
Nice colors, nice art.
Scotland. Rolling hills and
Nice
seaside
hunky
cliffs.
kilts.
Life is hard here, and Scotland breeds hard warriors. Henry Gunn is doing what every Scotsman has done for as long as he can remember, defending his
Ooh.
people from the plundering hordes of the Norsemen.
I have Scottish blood.
But unknown to
I can
him,
relate.
fate has other plans. Offworlder, a new sci-fi epic like nothing you've seen before. Coming soon to Indiegogo and Kickstarter.
All right. Now, first thing I would say about this, now, of course, this isn't on the main page yet because the main page isn't up yet. So this will be in a better position. It'll be easier to control. I don't know what's going wonky with that, but I'm sure that won't look like that on the page at all. The one thing I have to say is it's nice, quick, and to the point, which is fine, but your audio mix is completely broken. You're going to have to go fix it. It's not in stereo. And it's not balanced. So you should go back with the audio. You should make sure you render it to the video because a lot of people forget that. It's a step. It gets skipped a lot. But I think it's a nice quick little trailer, which is good. You just need to kind of fix that sound here before you get into it. But yeah, no, cool. This is coming out on a Saturday, of course. and looking forward to it. Now, we don't have much more here to look on this side, so we're going to come back over the other side, and we're going to take a look at the art that Lee has to show us. Now, Lee, I do have a question for you. Can you?
Mhm.
We unfortunately couldn't have him here today, but could you tell us a little bit more about the artist, which great looking art, and the colorist as well?
Yeah. Well, as I call him, Geordie Arms Wide Open Armingol. Every picture I've ever seen of this guy that he gives me looks like a Tinder pose. I swear. I keep teasing him all the time. It's like, dude, you're posing for Tinder, and it's just hilarious. I've got a few. I'm gonna have to share them on the Indiegogo just to
Tinder.
torment him.
What's Tinder?
Yeah.
It's,
It's a hookup site.
It's where you pose yourself like looking all buff and naked,
Uh-huh.
and then the ladies come to you.
Oh, it's like that site you like, the Grinder one.
No, I don't use that one. No.
More like friends with benefits site.
Ah,
If you remember
yeah,
that,
yeah,
that was back in the day.
the
Yeah,
debauchery of the
Grinder
modern
is like
world. It's horrible.
for like tracking gay people.
Yeah, uh-huh. But okay. So he's a Tinder artist. That's good. Yeah, write that down. All right. But and who's doing the coloring, dude?
It's Geordie.
Oh, he's doing all of it. Oh,
Doing it
sweet.
all.
There you go.
Yeah, this is multi-talented individual. He's doing the coloring and the lettering, pencils and inks.
Well, why don't you bring up a piece of art for us, and then we'll have our local art expert here give his critique, because I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I think it's good art.
Quit picking
Pretty
on
solid.
Todd. He's a New Englander.
Well, if he's not gonna pay attention, I'll do the voices for him.
Oh, that right. Fair
I'm
enough.
paying attention. I don't see it.
It's
Look, you
you
click
can
on
go ahead and
Harry.
white box Lee on the Hangouts and take a look at it. Now, I personally I like the art. Maybe you could blow that up a little bit. We won't be able to see the full page, but blow it up some so we can see the picture a little better, please. What are you thinking here, Todd? We looked at this before and I thought it was spectacular. How you feeling? It's coming along now.
No, I like it. He's got an awesome balance of black and white, so you have like a graphic look to it,
Mm,
right? And when people
there you
are
go.
above, when any kind of art is above 60-40, meaning 60 black, 40 white, or 60 positive, 40 negative, what you get is a very graphic nature to the look of their work. And one other thing that I pointed out about this guy before is his ability to move the camera around
Yeah. Yeah.
and not give you the easy way. You know, he's doing nothing. Nothing's easy. He's not giving you straight on. And you could go through all kinds of comics, no matter who's doing them, and you can see straight on almost 90% of the time. And this guy's not doing. He rarely does straight on. He's always choosing an angle that's a little more graphic
It's
and more
cinematic. Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. This is a page I hadn't seen before. I'm loving it. It's really good art, and that's of course the unknown element of the project is the art, but we can see it very clearly here, and I'm sure the page will be full of it. And of course, we know Mike Varon. We already know that that's going to be awesome. The guy has proven himself over a lifetime of comic writing. We know this project has got absolute legs. We definitely want to. Go over and check it out. And of course, we're not on the date yet, but as usual, go over and look at the page. The least that we can do is to share it out and get more eyes on it. Keep that in mind. Please do that. I'm very happy to see more art from the project because it's been quite a while. Now, it seems like the Scots are fighting, I don't know,
Vikings.
Saxons, maybe?
Vikings.
Oh, just Vikings. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this
This
thing,
is the main antagonist early on. This is Rathgar.
Rathgar. This thing takes on kind of a Man of War feel to it eventually, right? Because he ends up being off of planet, right? Off world.
Yeah, it is the strangest concept, but what can you expect from Ben Henderson? I mean, he's going to come up with something weird, and it's an odd concept, but it's once you start reading into it and you get further into the story, you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. Because basically it is, what are you willing to sacrifice for everything that you hold dear?
Oh, you could take
That's
Booster
what.
right now.
Well, Booster, will you feed my cat?
I
A job.
No, I don't want to feed your cat.
It's a job. You could get paid pennies.
Well, okay. Will I at least get paid as much as a Mexican?
Oh, definitely.
Well, you can share his bowl.
Oh, there you go. Lee's throwing two.
I'll consider it.
Hey, we feed him venison every day.
Oh, there we go. Very nice.
A pampered cat.
Now, I do have a question.
These are steaks.
You showed another page other than this one. This one looks good too. But the other page you were showing, it had a bunch of long ships on it, but it also had a catamaran. What's that? What's up with that? Explain that.
The last page? Or
The one that had all
earlier?
the ships fighting on it. It had a bunch of long ships, which we expect to see from the Scandinavians. But there was also a catamaran in there, and I'm kind of curious how that comes into play. What is that?
Okay,
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
this one.
no. It's the one with those ships on the page.
No, not that one either.
Oh, that's good.
Where'd it
Good.
go?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good page. No, I've lost the page. Is it?
There it is. There you go. So right there is a catamaran, or is that two long ships that have been tied up alongside each other? Maybe that's what it is.
That's two long ships that are tied together.
Okay, I thought I saw a catamaran. I was curious. So, we got some other people in play here, but neat. Now, this comic right here is 56 pages, I believe, right?
Yes, it's 50. It's going to be 56 pages, 49 pages of story.
Sweet. All right. So we're getting a fair sized book, and even though I know it's launching on Saturday, do you want to give us what is that the standard price for the just the book?
Well, the graphic novel will be in prestige format. It's going to be square bound,
Uh-huh.
and it's going to go for $15.
Hey, that's not a bad deal at all. There you go.
Nope,
That's
we are
nice.
not trying to gouge anybody. Here's, I'm in my 50s, guys. I've been buying comics since they were 25 cents, 20 cents.
Sure.
Kids can't, nobody makes comics today for the kid that I was back in the 70s.
It's very true.
They're too expensive. And, our goal, and I can't say too much about some things that we've done, but Fanatic Comics' goal is to produce a product that kids can afford to buy. We actually are going to be able to put in the LCS, and there's going to be a big separation here. Backers will get the graphic novel, okay, and the LCS will get a floppy on newsprint, and this is going to be a $3.50 book.
Yeah. There you go.
For 56 pages.
Yeah. And this is we're seeing other people, of course. Peter Samedi of our Alternate Comics has been doing this for a while, and I don't have any problem at all going back to that format. I mean, one of the things they do here in Japan with manga that I think would be very useful to Western comic bookmakers. Now, unfortunately, I don't know much about the system in Europe, even though I know they're booming though. The comic industry is doing really well there, but here in Japan. What they'll do is they'll put out a bunch of stories in a trade, right? Now you don't have to do like that. You could put it out individually, but they put it on a newspaper print. It's cheap. There isn't even any color. It's just dirt cheap, right? And if that story becomes popular, what they do is they take it, they color it, they put it in a beautiful format. Here in Japan, it's a much smaller, it's more like a book, but it's their format. But you can go buy this just beautiful production value thing, and of course, more it costs more money. And this works really well. So it gives the comic a chance to breathe. It's dirt cheap to buy, and if it becomes popular and people are liking it, then boom, you can start making more money on second color printing. It works really, really well, and I don't understand why the American industry hasn't paid attention to that and tried to build off of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree because uh, back in the '70s, manga was just starting to come over here,
Mm.
and I remember picking up Gatchaman and Yamato, and Hokuto no Ken. So I was getting those books, and they were black and white, and I loved them. I thought they were great. It's just you know I think the American audience is spoiled on color, and it's a hard sell in black and white.
Can
It
be.
really is.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
But you don't even need to do that. I'm making the reference of what you're doing here and what Peter Samedi's been doing for quite a while. Just going
Mhm.
back to the old format. It's still color. It's just newsprint, right? And the newsprint
Exactly,
that they
and it
could put.
doesn't cost that much.
No, and you can do it
Sorry.
much cheaper. You can make it affordable, and of course, we've seen the new style of newsprint from Alterna Comics, and it looks pretty good. It's better than the old new four color newsprint stuff we used to get, right? So even that has
Yep.
leveled up, but it's still dirt cheap. And I just, you're putting the cart before the horse here a little bit, of course, but that's the kind of the name of this the game that's going on right now, whereas the high quality thing is coming before the cheaper version. But nevertheless, I have no problem whatsoever going back to newsprint, especially seeing as how well they can do what they can do with it today. I mean, what do you think, Thundero? Do you have any trouble with bringing back newsprint?
Yeah. I have no trouble with any of it as long as the content is good.
Yeah,
And newsprint we've been using newsprint for other things forever,
yeah,
literally. So I don't see any issue with it.
yeah, yeah.
It might
Especially,
not get that nice high glossy stuff that some people are used to. But so what? Like,
oh, you
why do
mean
you
the
need
one that the
Mm.
color bleeds onto my fingers? Those? You mean those?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mm.
precisely
Yeah,
those.
I say save the glossy paper for the trade, right?
Yeah,
Why can't newsprint be
I agree.
in single issues? Keep the floppies cheap, right? Get people to invest in the story, then they'll pay up extra for a nice quality trade, right? That's what I'd do.
Yeah,
Isn't
and
that kind
Yeah,
of what they do with manga? Like they have special editions that are in
yeah.
color,
oh yeah,
stuff
that's
like
what I
that.
mean. That's exactly what
Manga's
they do.
killing it, and it's
Yeah.
on cheap paper with no color.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep in mind that what they do is insane, right? Like you get Shonen over here will come out, and there's a bunch of these. I'm just choosing Shonen because I think the West is most familiar with it. But Shonen comes out what every week here, and it's the size of it's the thickness of a freaking phone book, dude. Right? And it comes out every week now, and there's like a several dozen or at least a couple dozen stories in the thing along with advertisement stuff. It's all black and white on the cheapest paper you can imagine. They recycle them because they don't really collect those things. But if one of the stories in there starts hitting and people start liking it, that's when they take it over and put it in that really nice prestige format, and they make more money on the product. I think we should definitely jump in and start doing this. I have no trouble, especially with the improvement to quality that is done on newsprint these days. I was actually surprised when I got a hold of some newsprint stuff recently to take a look at it, and I was like, "Damn, this stuff's really good. It's so much better than it used to be." And of course, another thing that comes in mind from a business point of view is you can reduce your price, which makes the buyer, the consumer, happier. But actually, because of the such increased price we have, your reduction doesn't have to be so extreme. So you're in essence making more profit off each copy than you would have been anyway, right? As far as behind the scenes. So I have no problem with this. And of course, this what we're doing here in Indiegogo is a full beautiful format thing. We're not talking about that, but I really think that it's important to the American industry that we start making these kinds of decisions. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. We've Marvel. The biggest problem with Marvel has been, and you can say DC, is just as bad, but you have to understand every move that Marvel has ever made, DC had to do exactly the same thing in order to keep up.
Sure.
It's the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. DC's biggest problem is they're always on catch up, and when Marvel decided that they were going to jump from 60 cents to a buck 50 over a 3-year span, they didn't do that because they had to. They did that because it was a business decision to get the maximum amount of money out of readers. Because Bob Harris, or not Bob Harris. I forget what his name is now. He at Marvel decided that fans would pay for that, and he was right. They did,
Mhm.
and we still do, and that's because they're they're not trying to get new readership in. They're just keeping old dudes like me there because I'm the only guy that can afford to buy
That's
this
right.
stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I will forgive your absolute raw misogyny coming out of you. It's no longer the Joneses, it's the Jonies, and you will not
Oh,
judge their lesbian haircuts. Yeah, just keep
how
that in
dare
mind.
you?
Yeah, how dare you? But yeah, no, of course you're absolutely right. And these are the kind of things changes they need to make. And I understand what you're saying about Marvel. We all know this to be true. And
Yeah.
the problem is these days is I really don't know if Marvel is blazing any trail to be followed whatsoever. How and that's the problem I think, because we all know so goes Marvel, so goes the industry. We know this,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
killing me because and one of the things we've learned doing the year plus of doing this show is that here in Asia and in Europe, the comic book industry is booming, 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 booming. But in North America, it's on its freaking knees, right? So I mean, whatever. But I do see we have a Slick Jimmy in here. How you doing, Slick? He's not talking to me. He's decided I'm not worthy of his
Oh yeah,
words.
it's me. It's Slick Jimmy. How y'all doing?
Slick Jimmy. Yeah,
Mm.
Slick Jimmy.
You mocked me once, never do it again. I died that day.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
And then he goes and mutes himself again.
What,
But we,
what was
God,
that voice?
I don't know,
Was that
dude.
me?
No, it's his. He's part of my D&D campaign on Bugbear's
Ah,
Basement, and he's getting in the mood, I think. We also have
I,
Pixel Trader in here. How you doing, Pixel?
Doing good, man.
Oh, there's that sexy voice. Oh God, he's so sexy. And the thing is, you guys, I've
Whatever.
seen him in person. He's a beautiful man. A beautiful man.
it's ridiculous.
It is
It's unfair.
He's an
ridiculous.
Adonis among men.
It's unfair, man. It is
Yeah.
very unfair. But very happy to have you in here, Pixel. You're trolling us again. So
Yeah.
and I just use that word in the proper way. No one uses it right anymore. Nevertheless, what do you got to say, Pixel?
No, it was just kind of funny. It was actually something I was thinking about earlier today, and I popped on the stream and you were talking about going back to newsprint. And an observation I had made earlier today, and I'd seen this before, is a lot of colorists are starting to, I really shouldn't say starting to, it's been a trend for about the last 2-3 years, to put paper textures and various type of texturing on the art.
Oh wow.
And it's funny because if you look at it, it's basically a paper texture, and it's like what you would get if you were to be on newsprint anyway.
hmm
So if you had just printed your book on newsprint, you'd have that same texture. You wouldn't necessarily need to fake the texture on your glossy pages, and maybe you'd save a few bucks. The coloring doesn't really pop on newsprint like it does on the nice glossy paper, but
Mm.
it's just one of those things. I think that Alterna is a little ahead of the game in some ways,
I think
but
so.
it could just be one of those things.
Well, because
Yeah.
I got a hold of some alternative stuff to take a look at it. I do believe, since we're talking about Ben here, and Cautionary Comics, I believe the book I got from him was on newsprint as well. And yeah, the techniques they have these days are greatly improved, man. It looks wonderful. I
Yeah.
have no problem at all with it, and especially seeing as you can later come out if you have a hit, you can later come out with a higher production value that the collectors will certainly buy. I just think we really need to start going back there, particularly in the indie world. Let Marvel and DC and Image and all those other ones let them flounder as they do. But in the indie world,
Yeah.
let's make the best thing we can at the highest profit margin we possibly can, because this industry needs to make money, right?
Right.
You have to make money at it to be successful, so we can get more and more, right? That's the whole point. And of course,
Well,
with that said, you need to definitely go over and check this out on Saturday and back this thing. Go ahead, Pixel.
absolutely. I'm gonna have them on IndieCron as well, so I'm gonna be pushing them as hard as I can. The interesting thing here is too, a lot of people are focusing on the number, like 100K. I want to have this new campaign hit 100K. There are not that many campaigns that are going to hit 100K.
No.
There aren't that many campaigns that even hit 10. And what these guys keep doing is they keep going, okay, I'm going to put this, the best possible product out there, glossy pages, hardcover, do all this kind of stuff. And if they would just sit back, look at the market, and say, yeah, I could charge $20 for a book and $10 for shipping and put out a 60, 70 page book. But if I stepped back, reassessed my market a little bit and said, okay, maybe I do a book for $5, $8, do it on newsprint. Still have high quality art, still have good colors, and put together something that is a little more accessible to people. Maybe I'll get more backers that way. You won't have the big numbers, but you get enough people backing that book and building momentum as you come out with multiple issues of it. Put together the collected edition with the high quality cover, the high quality colors, nice paper, upgrades, and then you start seeing those numbers come up higher. And I think that's what more people should really, really focus on doing, especially the guys that are just getting started, that have no name for themselves. When they come out and they're shooting for the stars and they're failing miserably, I understand, failure is part of this process.
Sure.
But set your goals a little lower, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Start with the easier target to attain, and then build your way up.
And we have a perfect example of that. Was just on the show the other day talking to him, Matt Weldon and his Punchline, right? They put out how many books now?
Oh yeah,
5, 6, 7, something like that.
On, I think issue 10 now. Now they're printed.
It's on issue 10. I buy it myself. It's a great story.
I mean, they just keep plugging away, right? And they're making small amount of money, but they're making money every time, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, that has a great thing going for it in the fact that you have that's just absolute superstar art going on in that. But the thing is, over here in this community, we've seen a lot of great superstar art, haven't we? Right? But they're overthinking it, they're overshooting it. Where those guys doing Punchline and the other things we've had here on the show, they're just plinking away little by little, and that's what you need to do. Todd, who was that guy we talked to on Coffee Akihabara? The really horrible speaker, but that dude is hustling like mad, dude. How many books has he got out? It was like 30 books or something. What was his name?
Marcus Dupree.
Yeah.
That was Evoluzione.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, but and I understand there's a little bit of troubles with that, but he addressed those issues, and it looks like he's on top of it, right? I think he just got too far ahead of himself, but seems to be on top of it now. But and even if there is further controversy with that, that's all well and good. But for me, it's more about the hustle. That guy is hustling, and he's out there getting really, really good art in front of people, and he's not worrying about making $100,000 each project. He's just plinking away, right? It's kind of like Nasser. Nasser has taken a ton of flack in this community, and of course he's a young man coming in, and that's kind of how men are, right? But that flack, I think, went way too far beyond the pale because he paid his due, right? And the thing with Nasser is, I've seen him get better. And he's plinking away. He's pushing. Now, this is a different angle on it. But for me, the hustle is important, right?
Well, you can't take a too big a bite out of the apple, because you're going to choke on the damn thing. And that's the problem with too many people. They get these ideas that somehow, because their stuff looks great, and it may, that, and because, mommy says, "Oh, your art's great, son," or your uncle or your friends, and it may be good. It may be good, but you come out into the real world and you discover, holy crap, I'm not as good as that guy, or I'm not nearly as good as that guy. But yet you still have this aspiration that you're going to do six figures, and that's not reality.
No.
You know, you can dream it, but and you got to fight for it, and you've got to claw tooth and nail every day to work for it. You can get there, but to get there on the first time right out of the chute, those are just 1 in a million lottery tickets.
Well, and if you're the depravity that is Doug Tenaple, well, you can make $1 million. But that's a special thing. But we love you, Doug. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and take a look at the chat and see what they're saying over there. And while I do that, because we have Lee, of course, here, which is doing the Mike Barron project, but we have Todd on here as well, who's also working with Mike Barron on his Florida Man. Todd, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the experience of working with Mike?
You know what? Mike is down to earth, I'll say that. And he's he's been doing this for years, right? And he's dealt with no offense, okay? No offense to this guy who's a great artist, but one of the most flaked out guys in the industry, Steve Rude. And Steve Rude's a very nice guy. But if you go and search, he's had some depression issues and things like that. And Mike knows how to deal with troublesome guys and artists that kind of flake out on him. And he's got a very good almost bedside manner, you might call it. So I enjoy working with Mike because he realizes we're not working for DC or Marvel, so we can't sit here and I don't sit here and draw every day and day in and day out. That's because I don't make that kind of money yet. So he's really good in understanding about that. And personally, I've never read a bad book written by Mike.
No.
As far as comic book goes, I haven't read any of his novels and stuff like that.
Well, he did send one of those over to us, and I did read it. It's not very long a novel, but it was pretty good. It's very solid. One of the things that Mike does really well is looking at the human psyche. He
Right.
does this well, and we've had him on a couple times here on the show. We were honored to have him, of course, and it was great conversations. Just the breadth of experience with the guy. So we're very happy to promote this project and hope it really does well. But let me come over here. We got Roger Heller in here. He says, "Right on. The best part of the week just became Wednesday with comic news and creators." Well, thank you very much, Roger. A very sweet man here. We got Flying Saucer says, "Wow, everyone I watch is on right now." Well, dude, you made the right choice. Yeah, absolutely. Eric Hawkins says, "What's up, my nerds?" Well, we are doing well, sir. We got Ara in here. He says, "Hello, all." Well, hello to you, Ara. We're always happy to have you in here, man. Eric is having a conversation with Booster for some reason. Yeah, I
I
guess
like being talked to.
I know you do, dude. I know you do. Yeah, we are up to 855 subscribers. Thank you very much, Eric. The thing about that, we keep moving up and down around that 850. I'm
We're
almost
dancing around it.
yeah. We've
Yeah.
been doing that for a while. I'm kind of wondering if YouTube has some kind of bar in the way or something like that. But
Either that or we've peaked. This is
it
as
could be.
big as we're gonna get. Everyone give
Could
up
be.
now. We're done.
If
This is
that's
it.
possible. Well, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything to me. I'm happy to sit and have a chat with whoever's here.
Well, it's great for you, but I want to be huge.
I get it. I get it.
It's because it's a sausage party. We need to get some more ladies up in here.
Hey, man,
That's
on the
right,
Drawn a
yeah.
Quarter, we got plenty of ladies.
We need
I'll
more
divide the
ladies
plan.
throughout the week, I think.
I'll just I don't know. I'll get my tits together, right? Do a little cleavage
All
thing.
right, fine.
Get the camera down. Do
There
a
you
voice
go.
changer. I'll even
Hey, if it
shave
can
my.
work for if it can work for
Okay,
Indie
yeah.
Bolt, it can work for us. All right.
There you go.
There you go. And Ara says, "I like newsprint." Well, so do I, dude. and I think it's a fair conversation that should be had. Eric has a litany of things here he has to say. Is that a brand T-shirt? It's working, but it's not in stereo. No, it's not. It's coming through on my left ear speaker. That's right. Arms wide open. Is he a Creed fan? Oh goodness, Eric, you had a lot to say there. Conan vibes. Yeah, no, I think it definitely has Conan vibes. For me, Man of War came to mind more. But obviously, because we know Mike's writing it, it's going to have a much deeper psychological aspect to it than, say, Man of War does. Now, Man of War is a very surface level type of story, but it's fun. It is fun, but we know Mike's going to have a much deeper play on it. It's just what he does. March Harris says, "Hi, it's a shame I didn't make funding. It didn't make funding for the first time around. I was an early backer. Yeah, no, I really hope this project does well. There's no reason it shouldn't, right? It's got a energetic person here with Lee that's in front of it. We have writing from an established, comic book dude, and of course the art looks great. So there's no reason it shouldn't do well. I've got a Hellrod in here. How you doing, dude? He says DNA Prostitute Edition. I'm not sure what that means. But vote twice for El Rodimus Flash. Oh, I see. He's talking about the drawn recorded fan edition coming up here soon, or the Ultimate Edition, I must say. James Beveridge says using newsprint to generate interest was the model for the underground scene back in the 60s and 70s. That's right. North Americans are spoiled with high tech printing, and I don't want to get rid of high tech printing. I love it. I just think we should be more reasonable and more effective and make comics more openly available. And of course, the other comment here that Lee said earlier that I think we've been harping on here for quite a while, they don't make comics for kids anymore. It's only for the adults. They're constantly trying to dip into us old dudes to get our money, and it's like you gotta be a little more long viewed here. You gotta promote to the kids, man. Um, Pixar's talking about watching Tyler's stream last night. What's that about? Pixel?
There was a discussion with the creator that's not being paid by Marcel currently or something. There's a big dispute there, and so
No,
there's this whole
there's a lot of
whole argument.
controversy around Marcel, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a lot, but I really think, I don't quote me on this, but I think the dude just got too far ahead of himself because his hustle is epic, right? And I think he got a
yeah.
little bit of over his skis, I think. And
Probably. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know enough about the situation. I can say that the books that I have seen from the campaigns and stuff look beautiful.
oh, they're gorgeous, dude.
Whatever is happening, the mismanagement and various things that have occurred, I can't speak on because I'm not directly involved. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look good from a casual observer point of view.
No,
But
no.
the books look fantastic. So I don't want to put any heat on the actual creators that are tied to it. But I
Well,
would like to know more about the situation.
from what I understand, most of those controversial situations are from the earlier stuff, and recently there hasn't been any problems at all for quite a while. And you got to understand,
There
this guy,
has.
there have been. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's too bad because the dude he's on it. The level of art on those books is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it comes down to creators not getting paid or being promised payment and then things not being fulfilled or people not getting their stuff, some
That's
people
bad.
getting their stuff, and then lack of communication all over the place as far as refunds or replacement things like it's a mess right now from what I understand. But again, I don't have enough information to say too much. I just know what I've heard from people directly connected to the situation that it's pretty gnarly, and so I'm
Yeah, that's
trying
too
to
bad.
stay out of it. But at some point, I may wind up right in the middle of this just because of IndieCron. If
Yeah.
he ever approaches me to list on it, there may be some some
Yeah, no,
situations there.
and that's good on you for that because I mean we have to be
Yeah.
responsible. But do you know what maybe we should try to do, Todd? To bring Marcel over here on FanSpeak and have a conversation with him and see if we can't straighten it out because if he's just a huckster, well, that's then there it is, right? But if it's just him, doing more than he's capable of, maybe we can kind of get to the bottom of it and be a little helpful for him, because I like the hustle. I love the artist he's connected, because what he's doing is he's going over, and I do believe he's an American. But what he's done is going over and grabbed a bunch of European artists, I mean, really, really good ones, and brought them over to make English comic books. And goodness gracious, I mean, we have here Eric saying, "I got this old house from Evolutioné, and it's purty. I like it." Yeah, no, they're gorgeous, dude. So maybe we can get to the bottom of that, Todd. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. March Hare says, I agree with it. I agree. Hustle matters. It certainly does. Eric says, Pixel, yeah, me too. And I know Travis, that was on the stream with him. Yeah, no, there's obviously more to it than I know. And that's unfortunate. Anyway, I've caught up with the chat. Thank you guys very much. Let me come back over here to the other side. Now, you guys know that. Oh, Mike came in. How you doing, Mike? I was just about to do something else. How you doing, Mike? He's getting himself plugged in. He's getting himself ready.
What's going on?
Oh, we're doing well,
Hey,
man.
Mike.
We're sitting here
There we
chatting
go.
about your book. How you doing, man?
Good.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to share the art here from that Lee's got up right now. So why don't you just go ahead and give us your elevator pitch for the project, sir?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Oh, I have a prepared pitch. Just hang on, I'll dig it up.
Sweet, there you go. That's what I want. And I saw this. I didn't see this page before, Lee. I saw another page, but it's obviously the page before or the page after this, because of the setting we're in. And yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. Can you tell us who this Cleopatra-esque lady is?
This is Princess Sarah.
Uh-huh.
And as a matter of fact, let me share with you the concept design for the beautiful Princess Sarah. And here it is.
Ooh. Oh. She's
Well,
got a
you
little
guys
bit.
have seen this before, but I'll just post it here on the Facebook link.
Okay.
Who all is in on this? Anybody I don't know?
Who's in here? You know, most of us.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I mean, there's the pitch, but I'll be happy to read it.
Okay, no, I'll bring it up and I'll take a look at it. I love these concept designs, though. They look nice, man. She's when I was looking at it originally, it felt like she was more of like an Egyptian feel to her, but there's a bit of Asian going on in there too, huh?
I'm a sucker for halftone as well.
Oh yeah, no, it's beautiful.
I don't know what it is. I just really like halftone.
Very sexy. Okay, so where did this go?
We do have a surprise for everybody. There is going to be a very nice print. It's going to be limited and numbered, and it's going to be by somebody that we've already mentioned in this conversation. So it's a big surprise. We're going to reveal it on Friday.
Nice.
And wait till I would love to show you guys. I'm dying to show everybody because this thing is just but Jordy colored it and it's like pow. It is great.
Now, Mike, I'm over here trying to dig around and find the thing you just posted, and I'm not finding it on my Facebook at all.
Well, I'll read it.
Oh,
7th century Scotland. Henry Gunn leads his clan in a ferocious battle with Viking invaders. But with victory in sight, he is ripped from space and time by an alien race. The Anunnaki seek a champion to stop another alien race from conquering all known space. Aided by the Egyptian goddess Sarah, Gunn undergoes a hideous transformation, becoming something other than human, able to move through time and space at will, yet unable to save his wife and child. The fate of civilization rests on the shoulders of a troubled demigod. In the tradition of the stars, My Destination and the Silver Surfer, Offworlder is a star-spanning science fiction saga that will keep you riveted from first page to last.
Very nice, dude. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. And Booster, he mentioned Anunnaki. Uh-oh.
But did he mention kilts?
He didn't.
Did he mention haggis?
Haggis is good. I
Oof.
like haggis, actually. We're looking at some of the concept art here, Mike, and it
Yeah.
looks great. Jordy is a really solid artist, man, and we're really looking forward to this launch coming up here on Saturday. You must be excited.
I'm very excited.
Oh, sweet. Now I'm getting a little bit of echo back. Who's that coming from, I wonder? No.
Not me.
Who's the boomer?
I'm not sure. It might be Mike. Mike, can you do me a favor and mute yourself real quick? See if we can't track this bug down.
We're gonna find the culprit.
No, we found it. It's right there. Yeah. So, do you have? Yeah, it's back on now. So, do you have me playing in the background? Do you have your some double speakers playing or something like that?
No,
we
he's
can't.
still
Now we
muted.
can't hear him at all. Now we can't hear you at all. Oh, I blame Booster. It's definitely Booster's fault.
How's this ever my fault? I have done nothing wrong in my life.
Kiwi.
All right. Well, just when you just keep talking, and eventually when you come up, we'll let you know, Mike. But now, Lee, you just gave us a little bit of a bombshell here. There's some kind of a preview coming on Friday. Dude, you have to give us a little bit of a little peek. What is it you're talking about?
Well, let me just say that this art has a hell of a punch.
Okay, so that we're not getting a peek, Booster.
No,
Where's our
not
peak?
I'm not gonna give a peek. I can't hide it. I'm a boomer myself. There's no way in heck I can hide that.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's cool. Just checking on Friday. And now, where are you going to be doing this announcement and your kind of pre-launch stuff? What channel is that going to be on?
The channel will be on Fanatic Comics. It's our channel on YouTube. We also have Fanatic Comics on Twitter. We have Fanatic Comics on Instagram and Facebook. The launch is going to be live streamed to Facebook and YouTube. We have a huge giveaway. Jordy is doing 4 sketches. Jordy does all of his art digitally.
Mm-hmm.
So I want everybody to know there's going to be 4 pages of original art that Jordy is going to hand do or hand draw. And these 4 pages are going to be the only 4 pages to this book. They'll be on the Indiegogo. He's also going to be doing 4 sketches that we're going to give away to backers on Saturday.
Ooh,
throughout the live stream.
Nice.
So we have a 3-hour, we're going to do a 3-hour live stream, and we're going to be giving over, it's looking something like about 200 comics from the Silver Age all the way to current. There's going to be 4 sketches by Jordy. I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen at this live stream. We're doing some stuff that nobody else has done.
Sounds fun, dude. Eric, if you could do me a favor and throw those links up in the chat, please, or Booster could do it as well. Well, that sounds great, dude. Definitely go check that out, everybody. This Friday, what time?
Well, no, this Friday we're going to show the art.
So Saturday on launch, you're going to do it launch.
Yeah, Saturday.
What's the time on the launch?
The time will be 12 Central.
12 noon Central. All right.
Central, yes.
All right, there we go. So, Mike, have you worked it out yet? Have you got your mic back on yet? No, it sounds like not.
No, he has not.
The little button there on your cord, is that depressed? Do you get yourself read it out on your mute?
This.
There
we go.
All right.
There we go.
Figured it out.
Figured it out. Got you back. Yeah, but Mike, this is we talked about this project. I don't know, nearly a year ago. And looked great then. It was exciting then. And we got ourselves a big launch coming out here this week. And now I was curious. I think I asked this question before, but I'll ask it again. This book coming out is 56 pages, I do believe. Do you have plans for a future run with this book, or is this just like an introduction to a world, or what are your long-term plans with the book?
Well, anytime that I'm asked to design a story, I usually do it in a 5-issue arc,
Oh.
and I have an outline for all 5 issues.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. We know that there's a few other projects you're working on. Is there any kind of developments or news you'd like to give us about other things?
We're going to launch a crowdfunder for Florida Man with Todd Mulrooney. I see that Todd's trying to get me to join his hangout right now.
Todd's
But-
in here.
Todd's right here
Todd's in
next to
this
you,
hangout.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, this one's coming up first, so I'm doing this one. But we have a crew that's going to run the crowdfunder for us, which is good because I don't know how to do it.
Oh, that's no problem. Yeah, let the people who know how to do it get it out there. But of course, I do have a more important question for you, Mike. This is a very important one. What is the puppy's name behind you?
Who's back there? Him?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, that's
oh.
Bob. That's Bob.
it's
Hello,
Bob.
Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, it's a papa. Oh,
Love
he-
we
now
love
you got his attention.
love the puppies, man.
Oh, wrong way.
Hello,
Wait,
that's the wife.
that's Ann. That's my wife, Ann. Would you like to say hello, Ann? All right.
She's
That's
gonna
it.
play
Ann.
you.
That's cool. I got myself a schnauzer actually in the house, so we love the puppies over here. It's interesting, Mike. I didn't know you because I married an Asian lady myself. So good on you. That's a proper trend, sir. Congratulations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
May I ask? May
They
I
love
ask what
you.
the?
Wait, she's gonna are you gonna make an appearance? Okay, hang on, boys.
Oh, no.
The boss is gonna make a cameo.
Oh, we got
Oh,
another puppy. We got
oh,
two
we got
puppies
it.
in the house, man. Sweet.
Yeah, two puppies.
What's this one's name?
Oh,
This
Oh.
is Ann, my lovely wife.
Hello,
This
Ann.
is Freddie.
hello, Freddy.
Hi, Freddie.
We got Freddie,
Hello,
Bob, and Freddie. Sweet. All right. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Booster, you had a question? Go ahead, man.
I do have a question. I was wondering if it's all right to ask what the funding goal will be this time around, because you guys shot for about 30K last time. You had a decent effort, but didn't quite make it last time.
I know nothing.
So, no, nothing.
Yeah. Well, the goal it was 30 grand, and they hit almost 19, I think it was.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good effort.
yeah. So,
Hmm.
right now we're looking at 20.
Yeah,
That's
It's a big
that's what we
book.
need to get it. Yeah, and that's just that's the break even. And anything over that, great, but that's our break even. And we want this to be a success. And if I could make it cheaper, man, I would. But I can't print it out of my butt yet.
No, I
I
think
think
it's
that
a
when
good
people
price.
read this book, they're going to be stunned.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
He's hoping you guys make it this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we talked
Yeah.
about that a little earlier, little by little. Pixel, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm going to be backing it day one more than likely. I know there was a villain character that was tied to this as well, the Wraith, if I remember correctly. Originally he was going to have his own book as well. Is that still in the cards here? Is he
Well,
going to?
it's funny you should mention that because I have the complete first script for the Wraith too, and it does tie in. It's not this story, but of course they meet down the line, and it's conceivable that we might incorporate that into this program if the Kickstarter is a success.
Oh, awesome. And I know
hear.
that Lee was talking about that one of the main antagonists was a Scandinavian fella.
Not in the Wraith.
No, not in the Wraith, but here in the Offworlder. So what are you showing here, Lee?
Okay, this is something that I shared earlier on Twitter and Facebook, this symbol, sometimes stories have imagery that makes you catch it. If you'll notice, that symbol is on Ravage Kill All Men. It's also on this book. This symbol is a clue within a clue within a mystery. There's a deeper story that's going through all these other stories, the Wraith, Ravage, Offworlder, and there's other stories as well. And Ben and I were talking a while back, or a couple of days ago, and you know, his hopes are, and I hope that this goes that direction for all of us, that we can continue to bring you guys Offworlder and bring Ravage too. So that's hopefully what we're going to go with this, if we can get this thing funded and continue.
Well, looking at the symbol you have here, now, is this just something an artist created offhand, or is there actually some research behind this? Because I could see some Ogma similarities. I could see some maybe some references to the old, early Asian languages, or is this just something someone just created off the top of their head?
It's Gaelic. There's Gaelic in this. There's Celtic. It's Celtic.
Well, I see. Like I said, I see some references to Ogma in it, but Gaelic. That's interesting.
And there's more to this, and I don't know all of it because Ben is being very cryptic, and he doesn't want to reveal everything. But this symbol has a lot of play as these other stories progress. The gun universe is really deep.
Oh, that's very cool. Let me see here. I'm just checking offhand. Yeah, see, I see the Ogma references, but I don't see the. Well, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Because if I'm thinking that way, then maybe I could do some reading on it here. Let me see. I'm going to decipher it right here in front of you. You do realize that you shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. It was definitely a mistake.
Now Florida man needs this on his
right
his dip can or something.
All right, so he's using that, and so that would be Fey, Fey Doro, Engzere. Oh, okay. All right, I'll shut up now. Interesting there. I did catch the Ogma reference. I didn't catch the Gaelic though. Pretty cool, man. I love that kind of stuff. But I'm going to shut up. But just let people do it on their own. But awesome. That is very awesome. I love these kind of cryptic things. I love these things when they pile them in. That's one of the things I really loved about the Black Monday murders. Was this kind of referencing? It was really really cool. But awesome. Now, who came up with the Gaelic infusion?
That was probably Ben.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. He's Ben's an actual descendant from the Gunn family.
Oh yeah,
So-
no, he told us about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is all Ben's crazy workings, and there's a really deep story here. I'm really digging it.
Ah, cool. It sounds really interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. And the launch is coming up here on Saturday, guys, and they're going to have a live stream to launch it off, giving away a bunch of prizes, giving away original drawings, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, I know that link has been put up in the chat by our moderators, so definitely go and link that up and subscribe so that you can be prepared for when that comes out. And that course is Fanatic Comics. Now, we're coming to the end of the show here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let any of our guests ask any question they want to, and that includes you, chat. I'm going to come over and check it out, and then after that, we're going to let Lee and Mike close it out. So anybody got questions for Mike or Lee?
I personally don't. I'm just excited to see it get launched. Hopefully I'll be rooting for them to get it, get the funding they need and get a little extra. Everybody wants a little extra.
Sure.
And get it out there because it looks very interesting. I very much love the whole aesthetic. I think there's not enough done with that culture, the Scottish or Celtic cultures in our popular entertainment. So it'd be very fun to be. It'll be good to see. I hope it does very well.
Awesome. And Eric, he's asking a question. Eric, that is on Fanatic Comics YouTube channel. So if you could drop that link for us, please. Go ahead, guys.
I already asked my question.
You
I
did.
blew my question too early.
You did. You did.
Yeah.
How about you,
Oh,
Pixel? You
no.
got any final statements here for the creators?
No, man. I say I kind of blew mine with the Wraith comic because I was looking forward to that. But
We may do that.
yeah. Well, good luck on Saturday. I'm pulling for you guys. I'll be watching as soon as you launch. I'll try to get everything updated in Indicron so it's tracking you immediately. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
In fact, we have a cover for the Wraith, and I'll put that up right now
Ooh.
on Larry Lee's Facebook PM.
Hmm.
And you can just grab that there and show it to people. We're not sure we're going to go with this cover, but it's a nice cover. I want to show it to you. Here we are.
All right, and we'll have Lee bring that up when he gets a hold of it. So how about you, Slick? You've been real quiet, dude. You got any questions or comments, sir?
Not particularly, but I do wish you all the success in the world and hope that fortune comes to your door.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. It's like an early namaste.
I actually have one other thing. I have one other thing real quick. Mike's little, elevator pitch and his whole intro for the story was so good. It was so professionally done. You could give that to any voice actor. They could turn it into a great, super great pitch for it. And anybody listening who's going to do one of those or comes on here and we ask for that, listen to that and build it like that. It was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you very much. Let me see if the chat has any direct questions. And no, they're just like, it's awesome. Chester, shut up. All right, fine. Something about Brian Shearer. I have no idea why that's being conversated. But Ezra Miller has come up in the chat as well. We know he's a fan. And of course, Henry Cavill is the most important sexy man. But awesome, guys. But the chat seems to be supportive and looking forward to it, which is awesome. And Eric, of course, is putting up those links. So check it out, guys. Noon Central Saturday. Go over to Fanatic Comics YouTube channel and watch the live launch. It should be exciting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here and white box this Wraith cover. Oh man, look at that, dude.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, it is
Kind
cool.
of looks like a mix of. Looks like a bit of a
There's
mix of
another one.
Spawn and Big
There's another
Barda.
one. Go back to your Facebook page. I just posted another one.
Okay.
There it is. No, I'm looking at Facebook. Larry, do you see it?
Is it the narwhal cover?
It's the second
Oh,
one.
okay. Yes, I see it now.
All right.
Yeah, that's the one. Ben was giving me all kinds of guff about. I should say I was giving him crap.
Well, actually, you were making a Spawn reference, but actually, for me, Booster, it looks more like Nighthawk.
There's definitely some Big Barda there. I see the Big
Zoom
Barda.
in on that. Zoom in on that a little.
That's
That looks
a
good.
very cool cover, though.
That is cool, dude. Yeah.
That whole color scheme is speaking to me. That's my jam right there. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's Narwhal's piece. If I remember correctly. God, that guy is so good with color.
He is, yeah. He is, definitely. We got a lot of talented people in the community, man. There's some real good talent here, and we're happy to see it's starting to organize itself. Because I think that's what we're seeing about 2 years in here. We're seeing things starting to organize and starting to move forward in the proper directions, and that's awesome. All right, so let me go ahead and have Mike and Lee give their closing statements. Go ahead, Mike.
Not only do I deny the allegations, I deny the alligator.
Okay.
About the story. My whole thing with storytelling is to grab the reader by the throat and drag him into the narrative to the exclusion of all else. And if I don't do that, and I know how to do it, if I don't do that, I don't release the work.
There you go. There you go. And of course, this is Mike. You are a proven quantity, so that's a big thing going for the book. And of course, we can see the art, which is outstanding as well. So this is a win-win book for us. It's really easy. You guys know that we cover a lot of independent stuff here, and we're really happy to support the indie world. But this is a no-brainer. I mean, come on. So definitely get over there on Saturday, check it out, and be part of what's going on. So Lee, close us out for today, man. And if you wouldn't mind, at the very end of your last bit here, if you could give us some words of enlightenment so that we can all say namaste. It's something we do here.
Okay. Well, first, let me start off and say, Mike, I love you, but I hate you. You have started a competition in this house between my wife and I, sidekick, on that damn Florida Man. That book, her and I are just, I mean, she's reading faster than I can because I'm working all day. And she'll say, have you gotten to this page? This thing is great. And it's like, shut up, woman. But the book, if you guys, I can talk about our campaign all day long, but really, look at Florida Man. That book will make you laugh out loud at work.
Mhm. And
It is
Todd's
hilarious.
pages look great too.
Here's showing the cover.
All right, hold on.
Oh, you're doing the cover too. I didn't know that, Todd.
No, he's talking about the old
Todd
alligator.
Mulrooney did the cover of the novel.
Oh,
And he's
okay,
doing
okay.
and he's doing the book too. He's showing the cover. I'll give him. I just posted it on your Facebook link.
All right, hold on.
All right.
Nope, you sent to me. That's okay. I'll throw it up.
Oh, all right, good.
Yeah, I love this cover. This cracks me up every time I see it.
All right.
I mean, it speaks to my redneck gene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I've seen this one before. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. Florida Man riding him a gator. Sweet. Very, very nice. And we've definitely seen some of the pages for Florida Man as well, and they look great. Todd is, of course, a very, very clean and very good artist, so it looks wonderful. And of course, the Offworlder as well looks amazing. So go ahead, Larry, and finish up your closing statements and your namaste, please.
Well, I just want to say this is our first venture, and I could not be more happier than to be doing this with Mike Barron and Jordy. Jordy and Mike have been a true joy to work with. They're a great bunch, a couple of guys, and love them to death. But this is a really solid story. You guys are going to get yours money worth, and we are definitely going to make sure that we keep that price point low for you because we don't want to take advantage of anybody. Now, having said that, we all know that comics are a niche market, and we know how much our comic fetish has dwindled over the years. We, as fans, we see the decline every day. But at the end of the day, we're all fans, and we need to be good to one another because we don't have nobody else. This is us. Fandom takes care of fandom. Fans first.
Yep.
And that's the way it should be. Be good to each other.
All right. Well, namaste indeed. And just keep in mind that Booster's fetish is called hentai. Later, everybody.
Good night, folks.
I've only watched 2 hentais. Bye.
Arrivederci.